So good afternoon, my friends. Thank you very much for being here with me. Today I'm just gonna show you some tricks that I used to help my child in the mathematics and some organizational stuff in school. So as you have already realized, perhaps if you check my channel, is that I live in Germany and we adapt to German rules, but I always give it a little Portuguese touch or a little bit of my creativity. In Germany they use like this type of, this is the name of my child, this type of maps or dossiers or folders or files, whatever you want to call it. This one is for chemistry, so it's one color per subject, okay, and it looks like this, right? And it has this. So usually I'm going to tell you the rules and I'll have them the rules. So you don't use it from this side, but from this side. And what happens when you open from this side is that you begin by you always see the oldest page, which for me doesn't make sense. So I change it like that, so that you always see the most recent and the latest is behind. And the pages are always clean. They are not like folded like this. And because I realized they always take a point out because of that little detail that I don't follow the rules, I told my child to when the folder is going to be evaluated, to change the orders of the pages, okay? So that instead of having the best grade, she always has the second best grade. And I told her to do that. Something that this thing doesn't have is, because they get papers in the classes, so in order to get the papers, or you have the content is always written here. I've added this little, this little transparent file, and I've glued it with the double glue. I always have it at home, so that the child can immediately archive the things, the pages that she gets, and she sees the content here, okay? And this is it. And what else? Because I wouldn't call it a Sparschwein, or that I like to save money, but this thing to prepare this gives me a lot of work because I protect the corners. And she uses it because she's careful, like 4 or 5 years, and if a bundle costs 10 years, you save 30 years in 5 years if she's careful with it. And because this thing gives work to do, and it's nice and I like it. And she told me that her kids try to copy this, but it has to be in the beginning an adult to do it, okay? So that's the trick number one. I did that for all the subjects, okay? And because I am pretty lazy, I like to see everything from the first go. Another thing that I really liked to do with my child was this kind of games. So I've cut from the pizzas, like you have here, I've cut these things, right? And from that I created this kind of games with her, so we painted it together, right? You have it here. This is the third. This is the whole 1/8, 1/5, 1/6, 1/4 and a half. So they are here. The big ones stayed at home, and I created little ones for her to take to school. Okay, I put it in a little bag like this, and she always take it to school. And what the coolest part is that we designed everything. So we took the angles and we measure it, and like this she saw how it's built, and we painted together. It was a good activity, family activity to band us together. You have here, and then I cut them also in the 1/6, in here 1/12, 1/3 here, like little pizzas, so that she could play around with it and have fun. And I always use these clips to bond them together. so that it would be organized. The coolest part is that the child really, like, she understands the angles and those things. Another thing like that I did was I bought, you can use these things for the teeth. I don't know how to call them in any language. Okay, so in Portuguese is palitos. I have no idea. So I put them in a box like this. And you have this from the art store. And what I did is that I used hold on a second. I used this part of a compass to put holes on it, okay, so that these things could stick. So you can do cubes, you can do pyramids, you can do dodecahedrons, you can do hexagon, you can do whatever, which figure you did. And by using nylon, I use to hang them on a wall, and she would have a visual effect of this kind of imageries, okay. And I also did the Merkaba. I did many things, and this I did like 4 or 5 years ago, a long time ago, so we still have them. And I also did them in big with these ones. In Germany, we actually use peas, but I bought this white thing, and it's a fun thing. You are practicing and you are learning. Oh, I just remember something I did. I also did, you know, the naval battle. You can also do that with the elements table, okay, so that they learn and memorize that's, you have, like, you are doing 2 in 1. They are learning emotional skills, because it's about losing and winning. It's about learning the physics and chemistry, and they are also playing. So you are actually, with one activity, you are killing or doing a lot of, succeeding in a lot of objectives. Something else that I did, I will leave the link down below. I found a really nice graphic from Tesla from the beginning of last century, and with that I created these graphics, and I've hung them on my daughter's child. This is the principle. You can take the flower of life that is already divided in 12 sections, okay, and where the sections cross with spiral is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, and then this is the table of the 6 multiplication. So when you multiply it by 1, okay, and then 6, okay, and then 12, 24, 36, 48, and this is how it looks, okay. And then it looks, that's the 6, this one is the 4, okay. And it was really fun because we did it together. It was another activity that we used already. This is the number 5. So 5, how it looks like, 5 times 1, times 2, times 3, until the maximum possible, that was 125, okay, before. Yeah. This was the 6 I already showed. This is the 7. This is how it looks like. Okay. So they have a visual representation. This is the 8. Okay. This is the number 9. Okay. So 9 times 1, 9 times 1, until occupying all the space of the paper. And this is when you have a circle, how it looks like when you divide the circle by 2, you have an hexagram. When you divide it by 3, you have a triangle, and when you divide it by 3, you have a square, a square, and when you divide it by 4, you have a triangle, okay? And this is the same rule, but in big, okay? Uniting the same points in big, like you have here divided by 2, by 3, where's the triangle, and here by 4. And this one is looks like a snail. It's the points that you hit with 13 to the 6, 39. It's 1 times 13, okay, 2 times 13. So it's 13, 35, 39, 52, 65, 78, and the other one is 11, 22, 33, yeah, those ones. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to remember other things that I did, because they always come up. Right now, what I'm teaching my daughter is the cross of reality, the X and the Y, because they actually don't explain that we are a bundle of frequencies. They don't explain that, so that's what I'm teaching my daughter. I remember when I was in school, in high school, preparing to go to the university, I had a colleague of mine that asked the math teacher, what is this for? We are studying these functions, what is this for? And she couldn't answer. And we need to know the functions, because that's actually how the atom works in different frequencies and in each chakras. I didn't know they explain that, and I'm preparing a presentation so that I explain that to my daughter, but I don't explain forcefully. I wait for her to question and I explain little by little, okay? Yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for listening to me. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Oh, as you can see, I have a game here. This is in German you call it a kicker, a table kicker, and I bought it because in order for her to practice to master her emotions, and we also play cards and those things. It really helps a lot. Okay. So thank you very much for listening to me. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell button, give me a feedback. I'm always happy to read your commentaries. I'm very appreciative for the donations and the people that have scheduled appointments with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.